up on AgweekTV, farmers continue to buzz about trade and disaster here at Dakotafest.
I'll tell you about a 22-year-old North Dakota farm woman who's making a name for herself as an agronomist and as a farmer.
We'll find out what this disastrous crop season means for 2020 seed production.
We'll learn about how an Australian company is working with the University of North Dakota to make bees more efficient.
Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Michelle Rook. The summer farm show season continues, and this week we're here at Dakotafest in Mitchell, the largest farm show in the Dakotas. Farmers took a break from the tough crop season to look ahead at what's new for 2020. The show features more than 500 exhibitors displaying products and technology for both grain and livestock producers. And the big buzz here among farmers was disaster and trade. South Dakota Congressman Dusty Johnson is joining us. It seems like trade and disaster, the number one things farmers are talking about out in the country. How long till we know the $3 billion of disaster aid that was passed for ag, how it will be allocated?
Well, $3 billion sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not. The last time I talked to Secretary Perdue, he said they were getting closer to understanding how those dollars were going to come out. But I think the most important thing for producers to know is that there's not going to be this huge buy-up on the crop insurance side for prevent plant acres. There were these rumors that there was going to be, there going to be a little extra on top. There will be a little extra on top, but it will be a very little.
Have you been satisfied with the overall USDA approach to disaster assistance that we've seen?
Well, they can only do with the money that they've been given by Congress, right? And so I do think there's going to be a sense across farm country, across America, that these dollars are not stretching far enough. Once you account for the kind of money USDA has, I do feel like they've done a pretty good job of trying to put together a plan that's going to be fair.
So we've seen the China trade war drag out longer than folks had thought. Are producers losing favor with trade policy of the Trump administration out in the country?
Well, I have heard increasingly from producers that they're getting pretty tight, that if they're not at the end of the line, they can see it from here. They understand, I think overwhelmingly, people still understand the need to get a good deal from China. The worst thing I think we could do right now is to fold our cards and just, surrender the negotiations to the Chinese.
Does this last past the 2020 elections?
Well, it better not. I mean, I would tell you, for the Chinese, it better not. I mean, clearly for the Americans, it would hurt. But, the Chinese really risk destroying their economy. This has impacted them to a far greater degree than it has us. They don't have the kind of robust economy that we have. But listen, not good for the Americans either to have this go on into 2020.
That's right. Thanks so much for joining us, Representative Dusty Johnson, joining us here from Dakotafest. USDA's Risk Management Agency has announced it will defer the accrual of interest for farmers' spring 2019 crop year insurance premiums to help those affected by the extreme weather. Interest will be deferred to the earlier of the applicable termination date or for 2 months until November 30th. That is for all policies with the premium billing date of August 15th. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem says the flexibility will help ease the burden on farmers related to weather challenges.
I think every little bit helps. To delay that for these producers, I think, is incredibly helpful. It's another key component.
Without the interest deferral, policies with an August 15th premium billing date would have interest attached starting October 1st if the premiums were not paid by September 30th. While the debate rages on regarding crop size, there is also concern about the lagging maturity. In Iowa, only 59% of the corn crop is in dough state, well behind the 80% average, and 71% of the beans are setting pods compared to the 80% average. Iowa State University crop specialist Jill DeYoung says a lot of the corn in northwest Iowa was planted the first week of June, while many farmers planted earlier hybrids. Corn didn't start tasseling until the end of July, first week of August, so it will be a race to maturity.
The old rule of thumb is 55, 60 days, but some of the research would indicate maybe we're going to shorten that up a little bit. But that still gets us to maturity right around that 1st of October for a lot of those fields.
DeYoung says many soybeans just started to canopy and set pods, but late planted fields are just flowering, so development is also a concern with the beans, and that will hurt yield potential.
I think we're lower on bean yield than we were a year ago. We had some really good soybean yields in a lot of fields a year ago, and And we're going to take the top off a lot of those.
He also expects lower yields on corn because the crop will have less time to fill. With record-prevented plant acres this spring and the slow maturity of the crop, are there concerns about seed production and supply for 2020? I talked to some seed company reps to find out. Regional and national seed companies are fairly optimistic about seed supply for 2020, despite the challenges of the 2019 planting season. Bjorn Nelson with Bear Crop Science says they're very diversified and spread their risk.
Our production is widely spread, so while it's more difficult in South Dakota, other areas that we have that we produce the seed crop are in good shape. So we feel pretty good about where we're at right now.
The only shortfall could be early hybrids.
What happens is that early corn moves south to get planted, and so that puts a little bit of pressure on our early products, so 95 and earlier.
Hefty Seeds is a regional company focused on states like South Dakota with record-prevented plant acres. However, Brian Hefty says supply won't be a concern.
We ended up getting everything in. Everything is looking pretty good at this point.
He also says with all the different traits in the market, they don't exactly know what farmers are going to plant.
So there is more production out there by far, at least planned production, than you would normally see, let's say, 15 or 20 years ago when it was pretty much all conventional seed.
Production manager Del Nelson with Mustang Seed says their breeding program is in good shape for 2020. The one caveat is maturity.
Frost is going to be a concern. One thing about the seed corn production is taking a lot higher moisture. There's some things that can be done if we're concerned about a frost coming in or moving in. Normal frost, I think we'll have an average production year.
He also says some farmers that didn't plant are carrying seed over.
We've had some growers that have elected to just keep their seed corn and be prepared for next year if they wanted that particular hybrid.
If shortages are anticipated, the companies can also draw on winter production to make that up. When we return on AgweekTV from Dakotafest in Mitchell, South Dakota, we'll meet a young woman who was born to farm, but she still needs another full-time job to fulfill her dreams.
Dig, lay, and bury drain tile all in one pass with the Crary Tile Pro Plow. The Crary Tile Pro Plow lays tile up to 7 feet deep with boot sizes of 4 to 12 inches. Advantages of installing drain tile to your field provides increased overall yield, improved soil moisture levels, and controls soil erosion. It pays to tile with a Crary Tile Pro. To locate a dealer near you, visit www.crarytilepro.com.
How can one tillage tool handle most field conditions, residue types, and tillage practices? It takes a Renegade, the Summers VRT Renegade. Switch from vertical to aggressive tillage and anywhere in between. Adjust blade angles, tillage depth, and more on the go, all from an iPad. Get the tillage results you want, like only the Summers VRT Renegade can. For more information or a demo, contact your Summers dealer.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
Dakota Prairie Lodge presents Farm to Table Dinner, August 28th and 29th, 2019. A 4-course dinner by Chef Steve Schultz with local beer and special guests from the agriculture community, showcasing the products of area agriculture. With support of Ag Week, join us for the unique dining experience. For more information and reservations, visit cdplodge.com/events.
Nothing holds more promise than a seed. And when it comes from Peterson Farm Seed, it's backed with a promise from us. We will sell no seed we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm, so that growers like Pete can keep a promise of his own, to build a profitable business with his kids and give them the opportunity to one day do the same with theirs. Grow your promise. Grow Peterson Farm Seed.
A district court judge has granted a temporary restraining order to stop the Spiritwood Energy Park Association from terminating its agreement with the North Dakota soybean processors to build a $287 million soybean crushing plant in Spiritwood. The Energy Park announced July 24th it was pulling out of the deal. NDSP filed a lawsuit for breach of contract and wanted SEPA to allow them to build or pay back the $7 million they spent in development costs. A hearing on the case is scheduled for September 4th in Fargo. Big game hunter and the former general manager of the Ashby, Minnesota Farmers Elevator has reported to the low security area of Butner Federal Correctional Institution in North Carolina. Jerry Hennessy had requested to be placed in federal prison in Duluth, but will instead serve an 8-year sentence for federal wire fraud and income tax charges 19 hours from Minnesota. He pleaded guilty to stealing more than $5 million from the co-op over 15 years. Also at the jail is Bernie Madoff, who led one of the largest Ponzi schemes in history. Poor crop prices and limited farm income mean many ag producers need off-farm income and health insurance. This month, Jonathan Knudsen has been profiling some young part-time farmers who have full-time jobs off the farm. In this week's Ag Week cover story, we meet a young woman with big goals.
Probably thinks she drove the tractor out of the hospital when she was born. She has always been a farmer.
That's an exaggeration, of course, but it's fair to say that Emma Pappenfuss loves ag and is committed to it.
It's a lot of late nights, but when it's what you love, it doesn't seem like work.
Emma is just 22, but she's already doing what she's always wanted to do.
She would ride in a tractor for hours when she was 6, 7 years old. She had cattle when she was probably 14, was never afraid to come out and help.
Emma works on Kevin Lee's farm, and this year, for the first time, she's planted crops of her own. But to help support herself, she's also a full-time agronomist.
It's all cyclical. I mean, I'm 22. Hopefully I'll be farming a long time. I'll have lots of ups and lots of downs, and just try to keep a level head during it all and be smart during the good times and save.
Brian Sieben hired her last January to be a sales agronomist at Hefty Seed in Grafton, and he's glad he did.
She's very, very hardworking. She's very willing to learn. She's not afraid to go out and call on customers.
See how dry it's getting with the tapper getting as long as it is.
Modern farming faces many challenges, but Emma is committed to making farming work, both as an agronomist and as a farmer herself. Near St. Thomas, North Dakota, this is Jonathan Knudsen for Ag Week.
You can read much more in the next Ag Week magazine or at agweek.com. Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll look at the wheat harvest in north central North Dakota. And later, the bee industry examines a new method for boosting pollination as the bee population drops.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models. With over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
When the water's high and your yields are low, 'cause your fields have no place for water to flow, just one call takes care of it all. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage.
It It's the perfect time to get ready for harvest, and North Star Ag has the equipment you need to keep things running smoothly this season. We have a great selection of augers from Meridian and Wheatheart, as well as Batco and Unitube conveyors. Uptime is crucial. Keep your crew in the field longer with a fuel trailer from Thunder Creek. And don't forget, North Star Ag has Meridian hopper bins for any size operation. See our complete new and used equipment inventory at northstarag.com or give us a call.
Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate. So when conditions are right, be ready with genuine Case IH parts from Titan Machinery. Only genuine Case IH parts are engineered to keep your equipment running at peak efficiency when you're running around the clock. Don't risk your bottom line with off-brand parts that don't meet the same standards. Visit your local Titan Machinery dealership today to find out why genuine Case IH parts offer the best value and performance for your operation.
BASF held the first ever field day near Bottineau, North Dakota as the new owner of the Invigor lines of canola. It attracted more than 100 farmers and dealers. BASF acquired the Invigor canola line from Bayer, but it hasn't changed and still has 70 to 75% market share for canola seed in the U.S.
Before last year, BASF had not been part of any seed business at all. It's a great crop to grow in northern North Dakota. It's been very profitable for guys.
Invigor has pod shatter technology that allows it to be straight cut for harvesting. The one change is in 2020 the seed will be sold only on a seeds per bag basis. The 2019 grain harvest is beginning in north central North Dakota, and that's where we're at for this week's crop stop. Corey Johnson and brother Scott and Kip raise mostly wheat and canola, but also soybeans and a little corn. They're just starting the spring wheat harvest, and prospects for the crop are good. He says the row crops also look slightly above average in his area, but they need rain soon.
We've been super dry up here. Our early crop was hurt, at the end of May, first part of June. We could have really used a shot of rain. And then it kind of rebounded a little bit about the middle of June. We got some nice rains. And now we're getting dry again. We need a shot of rain here soon.
He says the biggest disappointment is the low commodity prices, and they're hoping for an end to the trade war to improve the outlook. With the crops lagging maturity, are we going to get any help from the upcoming weather? Here's your AgriWeather outlook.
Weather portion of Ag Week now. We have an interesting weather pattern setting up that is going to bring considerably cooler weather again into the northern plains, upper Midwest, the western edge of the Corn Belt, and that raises concerns that in some areas there may not be enough heating degree days to finish the corn and beans this year. I doubt seriously that will be a widespread problem. There always seems to be just enough heat to get the crops through, but it may become at least a worrisome concern in some spots. Overall, with the cooler weather setting up, it does look quite considerably less rainy. Of course, you blame the jet stream for the cool weather, and this week that cool weather will be dropping down. An upper level low is looking like it's going to drop southward into the central plains, north central plains by the middle of the week. This will bring a few days with highs in the 60s, and where we get some rain, there may even be some days with highs in the upper 50s up here in parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota. It's going to remain relatively cool throughout the Great Lakes states. Meanwhile, the Rocky Mountains will be heating up. South, East Coast getting its normal late summer heat. It's just this spot from Hudson Bay dropping down south. Same areas that have had a fairly cool summer. And spreading this into the second week, the jet will relax a bit, but we're going to take some work, I think, to get the cool weather to really retreat much. And while a week ago it was looking like there might be a couple of surges of hot weather, that's just really not happening. Showers and thunderstorms will be pushed southward by this dropping jet stream. There'll be some stormy weather, eastern Great Lakes, and typical scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Midwest and south. Moving into the first week of September, pretty dry weather into the northern plains, western part of the Corn Belt. Eastern Belt will get a few showers. The monsoon looks like it'll kick in again. Pacific Northwest looks like it's going to stay dry for the next couple of weeks. But the interesting part of this pattern is the continued cool weather in the north.
With the all-new GreenFit system from Reichart, plug-and-play is finally a reality when using John Deere AutoTrack guidance with existing new products like the Challenger 1000 series or all-new C-Series Rogators from Butler Machinery. GreenFit is an authorized navigation interface that utilizes existing John Deere AutoTrack guidance systems to steer most Challenger tractors and sprayers. GreenFit eliminates the worry of learning and converting to a new steering system when buying an industry-leading Challenger from Butler Machinery. Learn more about GreenFit at butlermachinery.com/greenfit.
Steffes Group, selling land and the equipment to farm it since 1960. If you're interested in selling or have questions about our auction process, head to our website at steffesgroup.com to contact us at any one of our 4 locations located throughout the Midwest. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our auction previews and recaps to stay up to date on the market in your area.
With the success of the Case IH Steiger Quad Track and Magnum Road Track tractors, it's no secret why Case IH is the leader of the track. So it wasn't surprising when the competition started imitating us. But only Case IH offers a 5-axle design to give you a smoother ride, more power to the ground, with less berming and compaction. Still, we're flattered. In fact, if we weren't already red, we'd be blushing.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
How can one tillage tool handle most field conditions, residue types, and tillage practices? It takes a Renegade, the Summers VRT Renegade. Switch from vertical to aggressive tillage and anywhere in between. Adjust blade angles, tillage depth, and more on the go, all from an iPad. Get the tillage results you want, like only the Summers VRT Renegade can. For more information or a demo, contact your Summers dealer.
The AgweekTV Ag Tech Minute is brought to you by Bushel.
Welcome back to Dakotafest. There are several data management products on the market for growers, but it can be confusing to select one. In this Ag Tech Minute, we learn about a new product called TAP, or Topcon Agriculture Platform. It's a cloud-based workflow tool that can help growers and help streamline data management.
In order to have a successful data management program, you have to basically be open and independent, and that's exactly what TAP is. We're basically coming to farmers saying, look, we don't care what color your tractor is or your combine. We don't care even if you have another technology partner, one of our competitors. We take data from all sources, we make that data transfer painlessly and effortlessly, and we provide the visualization of that data back to you almost instantaneously. And the simplest way for farmers to try TAP and kick the tires on it is to turn that beautiful grain cart that's sitting at the end of the field into a yield sensor. They've got scales on a lot of grain carts these days. So what we're doing is we're just simply connecting that grain cart to the cloud. We call it the smart cart, and it actually creates rich visualizations of harvest data on parallel with a yield monitor. We actually deliver recommendations right through the platform directly to a farmer to enable farmers to do it themselves, to empower them.
North Dakota is one of the top honey producing states in the country, but honeybee populations are rapidly declining. Not only are the bees used for honey production, they're also vital for crop pollination. Scientists aren't sure yet what's causing colony collapse and the death of bees, but Jenny Schleck talked to some who are looking for innovative solutions to the problem.
Bees pollinate about 100 crops, and an Australian tech startup thinks that it could help those bees work even more efficiently.
So far we've worked in blueberries, raspberries, and we're now doing our trial in sunflowers.
Be Innovative has developed a radar-like device that can track bees pollinating crops. They're working with UND's UAS program to put it on drones to scale up their operation to scan multiple acres.
We've had amazing results. In the blueberries, we were able to double the profit for the farmer, increasing in yield and quality as well.
They provide farmers with the data about where bees are and where they aren't. That can help them make more efficient use of the bees they have, and she says any flowering crop that needs pollinating can benefit.
Bees are well known to increase quality and yield. So with the sunflowers, we're looking at increasing the amount of oil in the crop and also increasing the number of seeds per head for the sunflower that's pollinated.
A year ago, Be Innovative contacted UND's aviation department about a partnership, and now it's bearing fruit.
This is a start. We hope to do additional research. There's a lot of crops that need this. There's a lot of crops that can benefit from this and farmers that can benefit from this and getting that data.
The team is comparing two nearly identical sunflower fields. Snyder and Lyle say they're anxious to see the results come harvest time. Near Bismarck, this is Jenny Schlecht for AgWeek.
Be Innovative came to North Dakota through a partnership with UND and a $59,000 grant from the North Dakota Ag Products Utilization Commission. Still ahead on AgweekTV, how sunflowers are helping promote tourism for the state of North Dakota.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
Dakota Prairie Lodge presents Farm to Table Dinner, August 28th and 29th, 2019. A 4-course dinner by Chef Steve Schultz with local beer and special guests from the agriculture community, showcasing the products of area agriculture. With support of AgWeek, join us for the unique dining experience. For more information and reservations, visit cdplodge.com/events.
AgWeek is excited to bring you the AgWeek app with useful features and the latest news and information right at your fingertips. Get your AgWeek news, weather, and the latest episodes of AgweekTV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take AgWeek with you wherever you are. Download the AgWeek app today.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek magazine. Reaching over 70,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
One of the prettier sights this time of year is to come up on a field of sunflowers in full bloom. Farmers who grow them may just see them as a source of income, but in this age of Instagram, some see them as the perfect photo backdrop. North Dakota has 500,000 acres of the bright yellow flowers, and they're becoming a tourism draw. The state's tourism director says some people are timing their visit to the state around the August sunflower bloom.
I think sunflowers are just a symbol of happy. You know, they're beautiful, they're golden, they're bright, they're cheerful. I think people just, symbolize that with happiness.
The tourism department has posted a map of easily accessible fields on its website, but it also reminds visitors to be respectful of the farmland. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV here from Dakotafest. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com, or you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And we'll see you next week.